Well, hey, Cove.
Hey, Cove.
It is Wednesday, time for an update. Dan and Baumgartner, and we are on our back deck on this amazing day in late October.
Yeah, it feels like summer and it's almost November. So everything's confusing, not just that, but we won't go into that. So
Last week we were at a rest stop in Oregon, so it's we're glad we're back.
Yes.
Had a great trip, and
was
saw
really
our
good.
folks in particular and some other family members.
yeah,
It was good.
it was very good.
It was power driving.
It was a lot of driving.
Yeah.
It's good to be home.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how about an update on
Oh, yeah.
art projects?
The Circle project, you've been super patient, and everything's on the computer right now. I am learning Adobe Photoshop as we speak, dreaming about it, and just kind of translating everything into digital. And we're going to print some vinyl banners, and I'm hoping they're going to be printed and out in the next couple weeks. So watch for that. We'll put a picture up if you don't head out to the Cove very often by yourself, but that's where they'll be. They'll live out there. But thanks again for your patience and all for your work for all of you that did design. So
Nice.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'm going to take off, and good to see you, and maybe we'll pass each other somewhere in Santa Rosa. Bye-bye.
So if I'm honest, today, Wednesday, I'm having a little bit of a COVID day. That's what I call these days. I haven't had very many, honestly, because I tend to be kind of a glass half full person and do what we can do. But every once in a while I hit a day where I just feel like kind of tired. I know I talk to you guys, some of you feel this way a lot. Kind of tired of the restrictions and the masks and what we can't do, and just feel it kind of wears you down a little bit. And today I was just going to share with you something that's kind of perked me up a little bit today, and that was actually thinking at some length about a couple of people who have been influential in my life and who continue in different ways to be influential now. It made me think of the Psalm 145. There's a couple of verses here where Psalm 145, verse 3 and 4, it says, "Great is the Lord and most worthy of praise. His greatness no one can fathom." And then listen to this. "One generation commends your works to another. They tell of your mighty acts." So as it happens, tomorrow, Thursday, October 22nd, is the 2-year anniversary of one of my main mentors passing away, Eugene Peterson, author of The Message, and somebody that I was blessed, and we were blessed to get to spend quite a bit of time with in Montana and LA and other places. Eugene was an amazing model for me of humility, and I was remembering taking a hike and taking some walks with him up near Flathead Lake in Montana. Eugene was somebody who just always seemed to be able to kind of cut through things that didn't matter and encourage me to look harder for what Jesus was doing in daily life and who the people were that were around me. So I thought of him as I thought about the generations that have kind of come before me. Eugene was one person. And then this week I actually had a chance to read a memoir of another person, Bruce Murphy. Bruce is living up in Oregon. He's in his late 70s, and he's been a college professor and a college president and all sorts of things in his life. But he was also the pastor of our church for some years when I was still in business in Seattle. And Bruce was very instrumental in my life in helping me to listen for and hear and process a call towards full-time ministry and where to go to school. And then at various points along the road, Ann and I got to spend time with he and his wife Di, and just again be encouraged that there were people who were in love with Jesus, who were sharp and interested in what was going on in our world, and super encouraging to us. So I was reading Bruce's memoir and learning some things about him that I didn't know, and was just struck again by how influential he'd been in my life. So here's these two people. Eugene would be in his late 80s now. Bruce is in his late 70s. Kind of those are the ones who came before me. And I want to just encourage you to think about who is it in your life that has come before you, that has influenced you in following Christ and in growing as a person. Again, let me read that one verse. One generation commends your works to another. They tell of your mighty acts. So who are those people in that generation? And then secondly, who are the people that you're getting to spend time with now? Maybe people who are coming after you, where now you're the person perhaps who is able to influence and invest in other people. I know there are those people in your life, but sometimes we don't notice them, or we don't think that maybe we're having an impact. So my encouragement in the midst of this COVID season, think about the ways God has blessed you with people who have poured into you, and maybe some people that you're being called to pour into. So that's my word of encouragement. One thing before we sign off is that when I was out at the Cove this morning, our great landscape crew was out there working away, and the place looks great. And Sue Lokinen, our resident gardener, says to pass on that there are all sorts of squash, different kinds of squash, that are out in the garden that's just out by the kids' playground. And she wants you to know that you have full rights and privileges to just pop in and grab a couple, grab a few. They are there for the taking. There's a lot of them, and it's the season. So feel free to stop by the Cove on your own time and make your way back there to the garden. In the meantime, blessings on your week. Have fun with the World Series. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I did live in Los Angeles. And we'll see you soon. God bless.